Welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny,
JD,
and Erin.
So Vampire Diaries, Season 3, Episode 10, The New Deal.
Oh, I hope we pick straight back up from the ball is in my court now, Stefan says, and just watching the power dynamic unravel. That's kind of all I want this episode.
Do you know what I would love? For Stefan to open one of those coffins and find it's full of really random junk. Like, you know, in Sing, when he puts all the stuff in the thing and says, oh, it's £100,000. Yeah.
Oh my god, this is where, like, I'm glad you've said that's an option, because then my fear kind of would be, has anyone checked? Because if there's plans within plans and there's secrets and...
Yeah. Because Elijah's in one, and then in the other he's just got all of his K-pop photo cards. From years of collecting.
Oh yeah, so Pink Naomi Love. Hello.
Hi.
Who is your favourite original so far?
Elijah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yes. But I like bits about all of them.
Yeah.
Even Michael.
He had presence.
Yeah. And yeah, I'd say the same about Elijah and Klaus. They have a great job of exuding power without saying anything. You just know this is not someone to be messed with.
Do you know, like, when you've got people cast and you're like, I'm supposed to believe that these are old souls? I can believe that with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You
So
don't doubt
the
that
actors
they are.
very well. Yeah.
And I
Hundreds of
do
thousands
have a
of years
soft spot for Rebecca.
I was going to say, I do kind of want to say her, because actually she's felt like the person that's been most adaptable to each situation. She's obviously been dropped in all of the different ones with Klaus, but then she just picks back up and, right, this is her new life now, got left behind, gonna make the most of it each time.
It's a bit like she does have some very annoying traits, but you're also a bit like, I just feel like with the right people around you, I feel like she just needs the right people.
She's like Caroline. If Caroline had been with a different kind of people, it would have been a very different story. But no, I do have to say Elijah, because I do love a put together good boy.
Yeah.
And out of them, he's the goodest boy.
Yeah.
But he's also very cool, and you wouldn't want to piss him off. Do you remember with the handful of coins and that glass? Just I thought it was, powerful, but a good, strong sense of reason and justice, and with a moral compass. I mean, we found out why he was doing what he was doing, and it was kind of fair.
There's a nobility to Elijah.
Yes, exactly. That nobility, but nobility gives the sense of like an older soul. Do you know what I mean?
But we also have the sarcasm and unpredictability of Klaus.
Yeah.
So please remember to like, comment and subscribe in the comments. Who is your favourite original?
The fact that you're asking that question
means
we're gonna find out some more. Lulu, she's so... I keep breaking.
I can't remember.
I can't remember everything.
Also,
You're fucking liar.
I think she's satisfied by the time this gets to YouTube.
That we, yeah.
Yeah.
In case it looks... The cat is sat right here where the mouse is. In case I look weird while I'm going like really dramatically over here to do it.
You look like you're on a really cheesy date, the way you're like, oh, yeah, there he is.
Lick me!
I would just be scared even filming that.
Poor Bonnie, she's like, for fuck's sake, these dreams are never good.
No.
I can't drink all this by myself. I mean, I can, but somebody's getting me naked. Is he just the eve of Klaus again?
Klaus again.
This may come as I'm pissed at Caroline and Bonnie dumped your ass. The point
When last since we've seen these two hang out?
is to get drunk and shoot stuff. Profound.
Because that's always a great combination. Boys are stupid.
Use it on me.
Yep.
The most American thing
So what's the
ever.
deal with that?
Well, you're a day drunk. It's not exactly your most attractive look.
What is my most attractive look?
Oh, he always has to turn
I'm
it.
not saying you.
Your brother stole from me.
That sounds like a Klaus and Stefan problem.
Well, this is me broadening the scope, sweetheart.
You know that Klaus never goes directly for his target.
You'll get other people
too
to do the
easy,
legwork, yeah.
And I need you to help keep them hidden.
I don't have enough power to hide 4 originals.
You're a witch. You hate Klaus. I know I can figure something out.
Don't doubt yourself, Bono.
Yeah.
Let me do this later. I made plans with Tyler. He's right outside.
Oh, wait.
He was sired by Klaus. He's dangerous.
You of all people are gonna lecture me on who I can and can't hang out with?
What is with the attitude?
Fair.
Yeah.
Whatever this. Alright, fine. You want me to stay in? Let's all stay in then. Yo, Tyler, come on in!
Jeremy!
Oh. Dumb move.
I think it's about time we had a drink, don't you?
I'd say we're overdue.
Why
Can
you
I
been so
come?
busy, what with all your acting and ski?
So you have to, check in with your hybrid master.
To be fair, he hasn't actually decided to do anything to them.
It's like faith.
You believe that serving Klaus is the right thing.
I don't serve him. I owe him for that.
What if the
Sounds
answer
very culty.
Klaus has terrorized every single one of us, and you're just blindly loyal to him.
You're
He
overthinking.
doesn't have a choice, though.
Yeah. And you're blaming him for something that he has no
hasn't
control.
happened
Yeah.
also.
I can see why they're concerned, but they're being
Yeah.
harsh.
I sure as hell don't work for you.
Unless he compels you.
You know your drink stinks of vervain.
Yeah, he drinks for
So
Vane.
I can't compel you. Why don't you take this as an example of my reach?
He's gonna phone Tyler.
There it
Oh.
is. So that thing I told you to do, and you go ahead and get on with it.
What was that?
Oh my god, he hasn't been compelled, has he?
I don't even think Tyler's fully aware of what little reason lies behind what he's saying. It's weird
I
cult
don't like the
logic.
close camera
Yeah,
angles.
we don't have
Great.
I
back
said,
to Jeremy.
he said though, cult logic.
Jeremy?
That's his ring.
Why is he taking it off?
Oh.
What is he doing?
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god!
I wanted a fun episode about the originals, not this.
Please say he's okay.
He's got his ring on.
There I go again, bumping into people.
Oh, you arse.
He's got his ring on, okay.
End of the day, human life is just a means to an end. Our means to our end. You do well to remember that.
The way he speaks like, I'm gonna teach you something. 'cause
Yeah.
I know these
How
things.
is it? You get a better idea? Yeah. Let's get the hell out of here, pack our bags, and go.
Hey, Jeremy, calm down.
No,
Yes.
I'm not gonna calm down, Elena. This happens every time, no matter what we do. I mean, get on my case about school and work. Who cares? None of us are gonna make it out of this town alive.
Finally, someone speaking sense.
Well, I like the fact that he's raised, you want me to worry about school
Yeah.
and
Yeah, when
a
my
job.
life is in danger.
Yeah.
I'm not giving Klaus anything.
Are you listening to me? He's gonna kill Jeremy.
Not really my problem.
That is for screwing up my plan.
I did it to save you.
What? Stop saving me.
Oh.
Okay?
Something's wrong. The ring.
Did they say that every time he comes back he's a bit weaker?
It's
Or
been taking
not?
longer
I'd
though.
say we did.
Oh.
Why don't you two meet us at the hospital?
No, wait. No, wait, you have to help him.
But How is the ring?
I'm right here.
You're gonna die.
Jeremy.
Oh, I think
So
he's
you're gonna
gonna
get
do
some of his
something
blood?
really fucked up.
He's
I'm
gonna.
envisioning like a hand.
No, Tyler told us earlier there's only 2 ways to kill a hybrid.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
chop his head off.
Now he's dead.
Oh, savage Jeremy.
We've got to get Allard to the hospital now.
Taking charge.
The neighbour's not gonna question the dead body, the headless body on the porch.
You want it now? Yeah, okay. But it's just me and you. Elena stays out of it.
Deal. What? Klaus is allergic to dust.
So are they there?
They're using their powers to hide in the coffins. So even if he comes in the house, he won't be able to find me.
That's the perfect hiding place.
Yes.
You turned him into a monster. Now he's your problem.
I mean, you created it.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one Rebecca wants dead. She knows what you did to your mother. She knows that you killed her.
I mean, this is the way things are. It sucks. But I just gotta get used to it.
It's a really sad outlook.
It's like he's failing at school, not because he isn't smart, but it's because he's taken his attention off of it, because he's like, why should I pass school
Yeah.
when I don't know if I'm going to live or not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My brother's sort of running his own show right now.
Yeah, my brother just chopped off someone's head. He shouldn't have to live like this.
She can't see that she shouldn't have to either.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's gonna re-dagger her.
Shouldn't even have all this time, he still can't face up to what he did.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's really cowardly. That's because he can't face his own shame.
You shouldn't have to give up a normal life just because of me.
What's going on?
Your sister thinks we should have another one of our talks.
Oh no.
We're gonna go out of town for a while. A long while. Get him a better life, Jeremy.
Who's he going to stay with?
Family, friends. That's what he said.
So that's...
Yes.
Okay.
Stefan didn't screw us over. He screwed us over, but he had a good reason.
What?
He said Klaus to save me. Because I thought, for 1 second, that I wouldn't have to feel guilty anymore. For one time what I want. No, you know what? If I'm gonna feel guilty about something, I'm gonna feel guilty about this.
He ain't pulling back.
Come here.
Planted that little seed.
Where to start? Not as crazy as the one before, but still a lot
Yeah.
of developments.
I can't wait to watch Bradcar reaction at Alara getting run over. I literally
It's just like a flailing about.
only because it's like we are obviously we're just losing people left, right, and centre. I'm like, we can't lose any more people, so it's just like this potential for either of them to get hit. But you know what I mean? I was just like, no.
And you know what? Even if you know they're gonna survive, it's still a very trauma thing to see.
Yeah.
I don't trust though. This is the thing. And what I do like about this show is I'm never really entirely convinced.
No one's ever safe.
No,
Yeah.
and that's a good...
Yeah.
I say it's not good because but also that's very good
If there's
writing.
no stakes, then it takes away from the story, isn't it?
You're right. It's the complete opposite. It's
Yeah.
the stakes are high for everyone. just the minute you think you're safe or whatnot, it's, yeah. So does that mean Jeremy is leaving the show? Okay. And is that well, I know you can't be able to tell us whether he comes back or not, but...
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's a very big talking point, is them compelling Jeremy like that. Because I don't actually know how I feel about it, to be honest. I'm in two minds again. On the one hand, I'm like, you did this before and you saw his reaction and how he felt about it, so you know how he feels about this.
Yeah.
And for someone who, with Elena, with what happened last season, with Damon giving her the blood and everything, and that whole, you've taken my choice away, and her reaction to that, and how dare you not respect my choice. Yet, you're doing the same to him, but we're talking about saving her brother's life and knowing he's not going to leave her there of his own accord. Do you know what I mean? It's...
Yeah.
I think there was a little bit more awareness. Like, Jeremy had no idea last time.
No.
This time, it felt a little bit more like, because he said, we're going to have another one of our little chats. And there was like a bit of a pause.
Yeah, he could have said, no, don't compel me.
Yeah,
he could have sort of said, but instead he was like...
I'm not saying it was like a full, like, I want this. It felt like a resigned acceptance.
I won't resist it.
Yeah, just like, I can't see any other way.
Yeah.
Like, just, he so miserable, and rightly so, and he is the only person that has spoken sense of, why are we still here? Let's leave.
And I think in a way him saying that probably planted the seed of that he would be happy to leave as long as he left with maybe Elena and Alaric. Those are the only two things, but he has nothing else keeping him Mystic Falls. So if they take away his sadness or guilt or longing to stick with his sister and Alaric, then he has nothing pulling him there. They're making him be able to move on, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, what is next in Jeremy's story? And I didn't know. Like,
and let's also remember that in this episode, God, it feels like a lot happened in this episode. He is hanging out with someone he sees as a friend who has then betrayed him.
And then look how quickly he was able to switch into, oh no, we don't do normal things. Our normal is, and to not even think twice to
shoot a hybrid and chop its head off.
Yeah, like whether they are dead already, human or not, is like a fine line when they walk and talk like a human. And
well, they say the same about doctors, don't they? You have to have a certain type of mentality to be able to cut into a living person.
Yeah,
a lot of doctors are actually non-violent psychopaths.
Yeah.
So for Jeremy to be able to do that, it's...
He again, that was he had resigned himself to, this is my life now, and this is what we do.
And like the best way to survive it is to go whole hog into it.
Is it like,
you know what I mean? Almost like, fine, I'll own it. I will chop people's heads off.
In a way, he's
lost
losing
his
his humanity through it.
Yeah.
And so I think actually if someone gives you another path,
I also think it would be an easier thing to digest if he looked like a 16-year-old. Because she's like, he's only 16. You're like, no, he's not.
What is very sad in that is she's only 18.
Yeah.
So,
and she can't see it for herself.
Yeah, it's true. When you said, you're like, oh, it's so sad. She doesn't seem to clock that she has a choice as well. So are you saying that the actor, you're saying that it would have been difficult for him to carry on portraying Jeremy because...
No, I just mean it would be easier to be like, yeah, you're doing the right thing, you're compelling him to go away, no kid should live like this if he looked like a 16-year-old kid. But because he doesn't, I mean, he's a full-grown man, that's, you know, it makes you feel a bit like, no, you should respect his choice. He's a grown adult, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Because he does not look 16.
I also...
Oh, really?
Oh, thank you. That was such a valid point. I can't remember the wording of the compulsion exactly last time, but this one was so, like, from the heart.
Yeah.
Like that, like, you'll have a couple of beers, you'll meet a few girls, they won't be good. Like, you know, just...
Or Damon has a relationship with Jeremy now.
Yeah. And you can tell it's a... He will be sad to see him go. Alaric with that firm, like...
Yeah.
Let's not come back, and... Oh, it really, really got me.
Well, to be honest, I think what Alaric saw in Jeremy was... When they're outside the hospital having that conversation about this is my life now, he's probably like... You're just becoming me. That's what you're going to end up as.
I was thinking that,
Yeah.
He's seen how chasing his ex-wife
Yeah.
and everything, like he spent his life doing that, and to a certain extent it made him slightly bitter. And then obviously luckily he had Jenna, which was lovely, and then it was taken away and all things like that. So I think he just could see that Jeremy risks the potential of that's his life, but it could just make him completely someone else than what he, you know, who he could be, and the freedoms and happiness that he deserves, and just down that road to becoming just an angry, bitter person.
It's one of those, you can't always say it's the right decision, but if it was me and a person that I cared about, I would do it.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's all very morally grey, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel slightly more at ease with this one because I feel like he had some, it wasn't explicitly said, but there was some, like, I don't know, just hint at it. And he, you know, three
it's almost
people
like he
jumped.
would have had a moment to, he would have been able to object, you mean?
He could have jumped, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
What's going on? It was, yeah.
There must have been part of Jeremy that wanted that freedom by that compulsion.
Yeah, because, you know, who doesn't want, if you're in that, who doesn't want a better life?
We said Alaric with the accident. And
Concerning me.
yeah, he wasn't fully healed when he came back.
He needed some blood from Damon. So that's interesting.
But just actually, I know he knew he had his ring on, but that is a lot. Ring or no ring.
Yeah, I forgot that for a split second. I was just...
Yeah, to run in front of a car. Because it doesn't take the pain away.
No.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think he would have done that without a ring.
Yeah.
It's who he is.
And what does that show about, you know, his, like, excuse you? You have no respect.
We won't translate that.
What does that show for, you know, the care he has? And yeah, I think that then plays into why he would agree with a decision too. He needs this new life. You agree too. I'm so glad. Chirp, 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 chirp.
So Tyler, very much in denial, I think.
I don't think he quite understands fully how it works, and it's actually really sad seeing him be like wanting to be in both camps. Like, I don't want to do damage, but like we're the group now.
But like I say, they're not helping him with, like, it surprised me to see Elena rejecting him so much.
Yeah.
I can understand her being wary. But yeah, it seemed just quite extreme all of a sudden.
And what made her get to that point? Well, because effectively, in the interest of time, the last couple of weeks, she was Tyler's boyfriend. She was Caroline's boyfriend, and he was Caroline's boyfriend.
We'll get that.
But do you know what I mean? She didn't have that much of a problem. And so the party where he did his best to save Caroline from the situation, he hasn't necessarily done anything majorly.
I wonder whether some of this is a repercussion of Stefan had completely betrayed them and broken her trust, and now it's like a cut off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now she don't trust anyone. It's a good point.
Not even that. It's just that I can't afford to give my trust like that anymore now. I just need to.
Yeah.
She does say though, right at the beginning when she's talking to Bonnie, she's like, how on edge she is, and like she just doesn't know what to do, and obviously she's being stalked by the hybrid, so
Klaus is going to come after you.
She's not. This episode, she has felt the most fragile because it is that kind of psychological waiting for it torture, and so whilst I'm like, that's not how you would normally be, I can see why she is. It's fearful. Of him.
At that point,
So it's not great for Tyler and what he will that might then push him into or make him feel. But I can see why. It's I can't imagine that she's sleeping, and it must be terrifying.
More. What should we say? Bonnie.
The witches
the dreams again, and
witches are letting her back on. Said, I'm not strong enough to do that. Bonnie, come on now. I like that they're all. There's a thing of working together.
With Bonnie, she had the power of all those witches, brought Jeremy back, and then they've taken that power away. So even though we're like, you're still as powerful as you was, it must feel like you've lost all this power, so you probably do feel like you're now weak, when actually it's just you were where you were before, but now you've had that feeling.
Because now maybe she's also building, her power was building, right? She was getting stronger, then she was supercharged, that was taken away, but then she's still building.
Yeah, I know, but when you've been supercharged, it must now feel weak, when
in
actually
comparison, but also that's not to say that, I don't know, maybe her helping to get rid of Klaus will put her back in those witches' good graces. It's not to say cut and dry that they will never forgive you. Maybe you have to earn your way back a little bit.
But then I think from a story point of view, it would have made Bonnie maybe too powerful at all times.
Yeah. It made, she had to build her power. Yeah.
If you can just suddenly, like we said last episode, like just constantly be like, oh yeah, Bonnie's strong enough, she can pull this off, she can do this.
Yeah.
Unless they were going to keep her supercharged and her become sort of all-powerful, like villain. But that was not her story.
And I guess there are limited... It's not like training for a marathon. She doesn't know how much of a supply necessarily she has. She still doesn't have anyone really that much to learn from, to see that this is where my power comes from. This is how I
saw her last season overdoing it.
Yeah. So... Until you absolutely have to, I guess you don't know where your power can take you, but you'll only find that out in that really stressful moment. It doesn't feel like something that she knows how to navigate.
One thing I also enjoy about Bonnie's magic is that we often see people go to her for a solution, and she doesn't just go like, ooh, witchy, I found it. We see that she has to go and put the work in. She has to do her research. So it's not just this power within me. She has to choose to use her brains and actually do the work.
Which is cool, because then when you see those really powerful witches, you're like, oh, respect, because there's a lot of knowledge there as well about this whole other world.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're ever going to see her cousin again. You remember in the first season or whatnot? You know what I mean?
I want her to build her own.
I want more witches,
so desperately.
And then it helps her learn from more experienced witches and whatnot.
So Stefan and Damon.
Came to an agreement. That's fine.
They had how they always resolve things.
They had to fight it out.
Let's have our emotional bro convo with a fight.
Well, like Damon said, he said, that is for kind of what you did.
It was so brotherly, there wasn't a that's for lying. Like, it was,
And then he's like, does it again. His line of, I still didn't ask you, like, to save me or whatever.
Stop saving me,
Yeah. Because it's just a little reminder of, he never wanted this life.
Yeah.
I think there's
True.
also Damon knows that he's not necessarily a good person. I think we know he's not all bad, but he's not a good person.
Yeah.
So I think from his perspective, there must be so much guilt on all of this could have been stopped and all the good people that I care about would be okay if we had gone through with it and you'd have just let me go.
Yeah, like a worthiness
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
I'm not deserving of this.
Yeah.
But then I think there must also be a little bit of
I got chosen.
the happiness of, I'm worthy to him.
Someone chose me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I think when we've had the thing with Catherine or with Elena and choosing Stefan, it's like, and Stefan always chooses Damon.
Yeah. Such a complex relationship they have. But it is from a deep place of love and also need.
Yeah.
But I think that's quite interesting because that's that you don't always like your family and you can't necessarily explain that bond, but you're like, I just know that I can't be without it.
But then look at what we've seen of what their dad was like.
Yeah.
And that
They
also
mostly
would,
had each other.
give a bit of
And
a...
nobody else understood that but them. Yeah.
That is the thing about family. Whatever your standpoint is with them, no one will exactly understand the shared experiences you have had with them, whether for good or for bad.
So Damon is now in on the plan.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Like, what? Yeah, I don't know, because currently the leverage isn't working. But I'm insanely intrigued to find out who is in that.
The locked box.
Yeah. Unless that is... Well, he wouldn't carry around his own prison, would he? And then I'm like, is the mum in there? But I'm like, she can't be because she was... But
She was killed.
was she?
Klaus killed her.
But do we know how?
Yeah,
She
but...
was a witch.
Do we know how?
Yeah. Oh, okay,
You know
witch,
who
but...
killed her.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe the witches would keep a witch in a... Oh, I don't know. I'm like, what would be the most traumatic? Note she didn't say no.
I can't say anything.
Exactly.
Do you remember
Because again, I'm not allowed to say like if you're wrong, because that just tells you keep looking.
Do you remember when Vicky was trying to come back and they said there's this witch on the other side that's pushing it through, that wants to make that connection, that wants to release all the dead vampires again and things like that. I don't know if that was their mum, because they never said who that dead witch on the other side was. But
Said
she
a
was obviously
powerful
very
witch.
powerful. And if there's a spell on that coffin, and the witches are now giving Bonnie potentially the power to kill Klaus, is that the mum being like, yes, kill my son because he killed me? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But maybe there's some connection here of these little
They
breadcrumbs.
never clarified. And we need to just, I feel like I need a little, like, notes page where I write everything down about, like, what actually did happen at this point. Like,
Also, one of you, or maybe even both of you, said like, why don't they undagger them?
If they can't open them, then that's why.
Yeah, JD said.
No, they said that was the only one that was locked.
Oh.
But they haven't undaggered like Elijah, for example. But I always felt like they couldn't fully trust Rebecca. So Elijah already betrayed them once for Klaus. Others are an unknown.
But Elijah betrayed them because he wanted to know where the other coffins were. He's in the room with the other coffins that he wanted. So if you were to wake up Elijah and be like, oh, by the way...
Did they know that, though?
I don't know.
I
Yes,
would...
Stefan knows, because remember, Elijah went to the apartment with him and Klaus daggered him in front of Stefan.
Yeah. I personally wouldn't have undaggered them, because if you're talking about first that you don't know how they're going to react. I know you said about like they don't know that Klaus killed their mum. You don't know if that is going to be enough of a incentive.
It's too much of an unknown.
Yeah. But also, if your leverage is that you have this family that you want for him, you want to keep the assets near. You don't want them walking around and they're just
It's so weird.
But it's true. Like, you know, keep them where they can be easily managed.
Like human-sized, life-sized trophies.
I have no idea how long some of them have been out for.
Just carting them around.
And of course, the finale there of the episode.
I think Damon was quite funny when he was like, well, I feel guilty anyway, so I might as well feel guilty for something proper.
Yeah. I do have a level of respect for, as soon as or reasonably soon after he knew that Stefan just hadn't, and the he's lost to us angle wasn't true, he did tell her.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's blindsided her or like led her down to believing a different thing. He has told her these things, and it's really interesting that he is acknowledging that he has a level of guilt.
He was annoyed about it because it would have been so much easier for him to like Elena guilt-free if he thought that Stefan was lost and a douchebag. And that's where you could see the certain amount when he was like, oh, he didn't betray us. Like, but for him, he's so torn because he's so happy that Stefan didn't betray them because it means he chose him.
Yeah.
But yet this also now means that I have to carry on feeling guilty because I want what I want. So, yeah, it could have gone either way with Damon. It's just interesting that's what he chose to do.
So then actually...
And that has more integrity, I think.
That kiss then sat better with me than any of the other moments where it's been teased.
Yeah.
I think you're right, though. Before now, it definitely would have been too soon and a bit ick. And I also think that if it would have happened with Elena not knowing the full truth, it would have felt deceitful. This was literally kind of fully honest of like, no, there is still hope that Stefan is still in there. I feel shit about it, but this is how I feel.
Point out, we've seen him through this whole season trying to protect her from seeing the worst of Stefan.
Yeah.
When actually the easier thing would have been, look at all these bodies he's left everywhere with Klaus. Look at this. Ripper.
Yeah.
He can't do that though to Stefan. So I do get.
But that's where the guilt comes in because he loves him.
That's the true love relationship.
That's
the
why
brothers.
Between the three of them though, I cannot see any happy ending because Damon will betray Stefan if he is with Elena. Elena will always feel some kind of level of guilt, and if Stefan and Elena get back together, is Stefan ever going to be okay with the fact that she clearly has feelings for Damon and he has them for her? The three of them are not going to just hang out happily. I don't see a scenario where it works out for any of them. I think best case scenario, Elena finds someone completely separate.
I also feel like that whole scene with Damon, there's a bit of, I need to tell you the truth about Stefan because I need you to choose me.
Yeah.
Not,
that's what I mean. That
Stefan's not around anymore and Stefan's bad, so I'll be with you. It's, you need to choose.
Yeah, that kiss wasn't in lies for Elena.
Yeah.
That kiss was still full transparency, more integrity from Damon, and yet she didn't pull away. So it was...
And we talked in the episode when everyone was telling Damon to behave and he went off the deep end because in his mind he's like, well, I have been. Why are you now trying to say this and like I haven't done anything? Whereas in this one, I feel like he's like, I'm feeling the guilt, but I actually haven't done anything. So I think that's why he's a bit like, no, do you know what? I'm going to make my move and then it is, you know. And plus, we keep saying we know that there are some feelings there. Maybe it's a bit of a push to make her confront that.
Sounds very ungraceful, but shit or get off the pot. This will force it to a conclusion which I imagine that there's only so long. I mean, he did it for over 300 years with Catherine. He's probably like, I ain't doing that again. I need a conclusion so that I can get on with my life. Either choose me or don't. So I feel like maybe he's feeling that it's been enough time, like we said, too soon would have been ick. Maybe it's been enough time. They've been close, building that foundation of friendship and trust, and I don't know.
And she is, like, the end of the last episode and this one is where she has actually been at a point of this Stefan thing is done.
Yeah, it's true.
She wasn't there before.
Nothing has happened until after she said a couple of times, we have to let him go.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
What I did like with it, though, that is where he had his first kiss with Elena that turned out to be Catherine.
Oh.
Yes.
And so it has...
The do-over.
Yeah.
The full circle.
I also thought it was interesting that she kissed him back, obviously.
Yeah.
And then there's that moment where they've pulled away. And there's just... Ian Somerhalder was so good. There is a certain way he looks at her and there's a sort of happiness in his face that she kissed me back.
She didn't reject me.
Because, do you remember when there was the kiss with Catherine? After that, he said, "You're surprised I would kiss you." And she said, "No, I'm surprised you thought I would kiss you back."
Yeah.
So I think there was that moment of, she did.
That's true. It's true.
Like, I haven't completely fucked this up and read it wrong.
He's been questioning what would happen in that scenario probably for so long. And now it's actually happened and he's like, she didn't reject me.
I also love that he kissed her once and then said goodnight. And he left it at that.
That was just planting a seed. Absolutely. And he's just like, she needs to admit it to herself. Again, forcing shit or get off the pot. Admit to yourself your feelings or not, but it will come to a conclusion.
Yeah.
And also, maybe it's like that was my one thing that I can feel I might as well feel guilty about something. That one, because I think it doesn't necessarily mean, it's going to lead, has to definitely lead somewhere or is going to be more, but I think for him at least he got like his little slice of something, and I think that for him could see him through, or at least help clear some of the tension.
I also think that there might be a bit of, if you take it too far, where do we go from here if she chooses Stefan? Like, that one kiss has made his intention clear. If they'd had some, or if they'd slept together, had some really steamy make-out session, like, how do you go
back?
Yeah.
Like I said, this is just that seed.
Yeah.
And now it's up to potentially Elena that seed is either going to grow or it's going to be killed and it's going to be put to bed. But not actually put to bed, but but conclusions. And then either way they can get on with their lives, or and just acknowledge their friendship together, or what.
I just don't know what. I can't, as a viewer, see where her head is at. And I think that actually that's how you're supposed to feel, because I don't think Elena, the character, has any idea. You could argue that she actually, like I said, she's been in a very vulnerable place this whole episode, so...
Yeah. She's just trying to keep everyone alive.
That's a really good point, though. Up to now we've known how she felt, but now in these few, we're not sure.
Yeah. So, was that right moment? Was she, because her guard was a bit down? But then, I think if he hadn't have said about, like I said, about Stefan and that stuff, he verbally told her, and then there was that little pause of space.
Yeah.
That
if she was truly uncomfortable with it, I think she could have got out of it. But it's interesting because also where we had it before, we thought it was there and it turned out to be Catherine. This is what 310. There's only so long you can drag that on until we start getting. You've got to face this now. Do you know what I mean? So it could have become one of those things that was quite tedious had it been dragged on without any semblance of...
It's one of those things that you've got to get the right balance. You've got to have it go on long enough that that the payoff is...
tension
Yeah.
build.
But you don't want to leave it so long that people are over it by then.
Exactly, yeah. So I think it was a good time.
There's only
in that
so
sense.
long you can go without kissing Damon when he keeps grabbing your face and
They
is that close
do
to
that
you.
a lot. And I'm just like, I don't know if it's just from watching K-dramas or what, but I'm just like, that feels so intimate. Like, to be so close in proximity.
I think that's part of the reason is we're supposed to see like just how, even without anything happening between them, they've just really developed this bond.
And I mean, shit, back from... I watched our reactions when they did the dancing and the no touchy.
Yeah.
It's been building, man. It's been a long time. So, yeah, interesting. But it was done with good amount of integrity, I think, and gentleness, as it were.
I think probably if it was gonna happen, at least it happened. I would have been so disappointed if in front of that fireplace, just after they came back from
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the right
what
time.
had happened,
Because it would have been out of
Stefan
anger
letting
to
them go.
Stefan. Yeah. Whereas
it-
that wasn't. It was...
Yeah, if they'd
Neutral.
have done it then, it would have taken away from the bond that they've been building for so long. Because it would have made it, like you say,
It's
an
a
anger thing
reaction.
or a reaction, not a choice.
a rebound.
And I
Yeah.
also would have hated had that happened and then they found out about Stefan's allegiance.
Oh, interesting. They would have felt really guilty.
Yeah, that also wouldn't have sat well with me because it would have felt uncomfortable because you think you're going to find out at some point and it's going to be then a different guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
I really want to know who's in them coffins now.
So that was our reaction to the Vampire Diaries Season 3, Episode 10. Thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.